everyone, my name is Yvette Vranik and I am the Student Services and Admissions Advisor here at UC Berkeley at the Funk Institute. Today I will walk you through the registration process for fall 2020 and also how to access your financial aid and your billing information in CalCentral. Just to let you know, I will be sharing these slides with you at the end of the presentation so you can access both the slides and the links in your own time as needed. So let's dive right in. So first of all, some important dates. Registration opens on July 20th, 2020 for you as our new graduate students. You can go to CalCentral and you can search classes before this date, and I will explain how later. You need to be registered for all your classes by September 11th, which means you have quite a bit of time to make changes if that's what's needed. Another important date to highlight here is that our bootcamp begins on August 12th, which is quite a bit earlier than the fall semester at Berkeley. So please mark this date on your calendar and make sure you are fully available to participate in classes on August 12th and onwards. As you might know, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, UC Berkeley have introduced 5 distinctive modes of instruction to accommodate students in different time zones and students who cannot make it to UC Berkeley in person for the fall. The first 2 modes, in-person and hybrid, are the only 2 which require physical presence on campus. With the flexible mode, you can take some optional in-person instruction, but it can also be completed remotely. And the remaining 2 modes, the web-based and remote, can be completed fully remotely from wherever you are in the world. Another important thing to pay attention to is the class attributes. This means how the class will be meeting. It can be found in the class notes section in CalCentral. There are 2 types of attributes: synchronous, which means that there is a schedule for the class. The class will be meeting on the same day and the same time every week, and you're expected to follow this schedule. With the asynchronous classes, there is no set schedule, and you can complete most of this class in your own time, which is perfect for you if you are maybe 12 hours ahead of us. This chart is designed to help you choose the appropriate modes of instruction. If you are not going to be in Berkeley physically present in fall 2020, you can only choose from the flex, remote, and web-based classes. As you can see in this example, our classes might have multiple components, and each component might have its own mode of instruction and also own attribute. So in this example here, the chemistry class has a lecture component, which is remote and asynchronous. It has 2 lab components, one is remote, one is in person, and it also has discussion components, which are in person, remote, and hybrid. So it's really important to look through the entire class and all the components in detail before you register to make sure you can actually attend the components you have chosen. So how to start the registration process? To search for classes, you can go to CalCentral using your CalNet ID and passphrase. Go to My Academics, Class Enrollment, select Fall 2020, Schedule of Classes, and search for classes. What happens sometimes is that you might have a hold on your account. This usually happens in the spring if you have not completed some required training or if you have some outstanding documents which need to be brought to the registrar's office. If you click on the hold, you can see the details within. Another important part here is the class enrollment under section 4. This is your registration time slot. You will see a date and a time when you can begin registering for classes. You can also register after this time, but this is the earliest you can actually register. So please keep a note, please take a note of this date and time. So once you start searching for classes, it might be good to start with the bootcamp sections or any other engineering leadership classes. You can find those by choosing engineering as your subject, and if you choose 270 as your course number, it should bring you straight to the bootcamp sections, which are numbered 270A and 270B. Search for other classes is very similar. You need to enter at least 2 search criteria. I would recommend choosing the mode of instruction as one of them, because that will help you to eliminate all the classes which you might not be able to attend based on your personal circumstances. And then once you have the results, you can click on the arrows to expand or collapse each class and see more details. Out of these details, I would recommend paying attention to the class details section and the notes section. These two sections need to be read carefully because they contain information about the mode of instruction and the class attribute. And these, again, can be different for each component of the same class. For example, here we have two classes which are offered remotely, so they might seem similar at first, but one of them is asynchronous, which means it can be completed on your own time. The other one is synchronous, which means it has a specific schedule. You are required to attend every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. So this might not work for someone who is in a different time zone. Class number is an important number to remember because each class component has its own unique number. So you can then check your enrollment and your registration using this number to make sure you are registered for the correct component of each class. So let's talk a bit more about the shopping cart I mentioned previously. So in CalCentral, when you search for classes, you can add the classes you want into a virtual shopping cart. Once you add your classes there, they will be saved. But before you actually check them out, you are not registered, you're not enrolled, and you don't have any spot reserved in these classes. So it's important to, again, take the note of the date and time, which is your registration time slot, and then come back to CalCentral at this time, at the earliest or after, to check out your shopping cart and to complete your registration process. Here are some more resources you can look into to find out more details, or also to cover any areas which I haven't covered in this presentation. So let's move to the financial information section. Again, your billing and payment details can be found in CalCentral. And just some dates which are important to keep in mind is that your grants and awards will be posted by the end of July 2020. So they are not posted yet. It might take a few more days, but they should be there by the end of July 2020. The semester bill will post to your CalCentral account soon, probably in August time. And the first payment will be due by August 21st, 2020. So by August 21st, obviously, you should be able to see both your bill and your financial aid in your CalCentral account. By August 21st, you will need to pay at least 20% of your total semester bill to be considered registered. Unless you are enrolled in a deferred payment plan, I will provide details of this plan on the resource slides. This slide also includes the estimated cost of attendance. You can find always the most up-to-date and the most accurate information by going to the registrar's website. The link is included. If you go to CalCentral and My Finances tab and then View Awards, you will be brought to this section called Estimated Cost of Attendance. This is your personal budget. We use this budget to determine your financial need and also how much financial aid we can give you. On the left, you can see there is a financial aid and scholarship section. At the moment, there is 0 for financial aid. If you see 0 in this section right now, that's okay, because it will take, again, until the end of July before the financial aid will be posted in your CalCentral. So don't panic, your scholarship has not gone away. In terms of financial assistance, most of you will have a combination of federal loans and MH scholarships, which will post by the end of July. And then these MH grants and scholarships will then be credited towards your bill around August 19th. And here are some more resources concerning financial aid and billing. Thank you so much for listening, and welcome to UC Berkeley.